Hey, my peeps, it is the Goose Man coming back at you with a discussion with Richard Martin and I, as I have finished 1941 or 1940, and I'm about to start 1941 on the Locarnus mod Napoleon difficulty, and I wanted to discuss that with the creator of Napoleon difficulty himself, good old Richard Martin.
Okay, sure. It's a meme. It's not, it's not okay. I haven't had time to watch any Panzer Corps videos. Did I tell you I got laid off, reduction in force?
No, when?
I have a new job, so I got beginning of the year part of reduction in force. But I have a new job, so
Great.
I'm,
What are you
I'm
doing now?
it's the same thing, but the different company. So I'm a senior data analyst.
A senior data analyst. Okay. So you
Yeah,
like what you're doing?
yeah.
Good.
Work from home. I work from home. I'm working with brilliant people. So
I'm working from home once a week and then going into office once a week. It started as of January, and we've been crazy busy. It's they just finally let us know that they're going to be hiring 8 more people to do what we do, and it's good because it seems like we're getting just constant um, more piled
So
on
they
us.
make so why'd they make you come in?
I I could I'm not 100% sure, it was just they felt it was necessary to have us. I think it was partly to kind of weed some people out, some people that were unwilling to come in, and I think they're going to a new model where they're having less spaces available. So people that have been remote since they started now have to be 40 miles from a specific location, and so they have 2 years before they're being let go. It's all kinds of
Yeah.
crazy shenanigans are going
So
on.
what if I told you my entire job hunt I never left my home?
Oh, that's great.
I feel sorry for people that have to go into an office.
As you
Like
should.
like
As you should.
it's just what a miserable existence. The driving.
It's not fun, but there are some benefits to going into work. I can get a lot more done because I just work off a laptop here in my home. I could get more equipment, but I don't want it. I just want to work off a
Oh,
laptop when I'm here at
oh, I
home.
get they shipped me the docking station and I got 3 monitors.
Yeah, I could have got acquired that much stuff as well. I just didn't want it. I didn't want to have to house that and take care of it. And yeah,
Oh, you don't have to take care of it. It's just something you load up and then you don't have to worry about it anymore. I mean, I
yeah.
guess you might clean the screen sometimes, but
I'm just worried with my many children around. It might
oh, see,
be
your
that.
problem, that's your problem. You got a lot of children. Yeah, that makes sense.
Some
It
people
would.
call it a problem. I call it my sanity.
Hmm.
Okay,
So
so
what's going on here? I'm not up to date. What are the new discoveries?
well, I wanted to take you through what I have on this, but first I'd give you a little background on me and where I'm at. I um, had this week off because I had surgery on Tuesday. I had a double hernia surgery on Tuesday, and it has been rough recovery. It is not exactly painless procedure, so to speak, and I've been trying to get on the mend ever since then, and getting off the oxycontin and all that fun stuff. And
Oh yeah, that's dangerous.
there's parts of my body that are colors um, I'm not pleased with. I'm not happy with because it's
So you had
you
a
know,
double hernia surgery.
yeah. Yeah,
Wow.
they cut me open and went in and did some laparoscopic crap and added some screens to my holes in my body, and yeah, I'm all
Did they,
bloated
did
and
they explain did they explain to you why or what happened that required that?
my abdominal walls were weakened due to various things that I did. I think one, the belly button one, I think was straining from pooping, and then the other one was
Okay.
overextension on the elliptical for too long a period of time. I was going an hour and 5 minutes. I was trying to go over 6 miles and in that amount of time, and over a number of days doing that on repeat occasions overstrained my groin, and
That makes sense.
yeah. So
Yeah, when
I've
you're exercising, you gotta gently scale it up.
right, and I just pushed it too far. So, but now he says I can do all that. So I don't think I will, though. I don't want to find out if my other side of my body is gonna explode too. So I don't know. I like to lift heavy weight. Um, yeah, so that whole recovery process has been quite a deal, and allowed me to finish 1940. So I pull up 1941, and just so I'm 100% sure, I go into advanced custom difficulty, prestige 25,
Yeah,
experience
experience.
25, AI experience
Oh yeah,
125,
yeah, that'll be fun.
and AI prestige 200, which really doesn't make a difference to me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Reform units. Right, I put reform units on. I don't think Night Phoenix does, but that means I
Well,
can't.
it doesn't matter. There's a cheat code, right? Like you can always change your mind
Yeah. Well, I
later.
just, yeah, I don't. So I accumulated 2,154 in
At
43
the end of
units.
40,
Yeah, I'm that good.
that
I,
is nothing. Holy crap, this is really hard. 2000, that's good. I like that you have so little prestige.
oh, I thought it was quite a bit.
You have I think you have enough to buy stuff. You could buy a fighter, right?
Well, here's the thing: is that I wanted to discuss with you. I wanted to. So first off, um, these guys are under 2 stars, and since it's the start of 1941, they have to have 2 stars. But since it's
Yeah,
the start, can they get regular
yeah. You don't have to
replacements?
worry about it. Yep,
Okay,
yep.
I think I still want to give him. Uh, all right, just give him reg, and then for him, I think I'll give
So it's
elite.
okay. 41's easier. I think it's going to be easier for you to get to 2 stars in this stretch, just because you're not fighting vicious units.
Yeah. I don't know. I take damage almost every single scenario. I don't. I'm
Oh,
hoping not to take it on this one, but every single scenario, every time I buy regular replacements, it's even regular replacements cost prestige.
oh, because this is Locarnus's mod.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Oh,
continue.
okay. That's why your prestige is so down. That would explain it.
Yeah. Plus, I haven't. He has insisted that I keep the Samua and the Charby, even though
Why?
uh, because he wants unit diversity.
Well,
So
but I mean, they're okay in 41, but you have unit diversity. Don't you have the rule of one in effect?
yep. So I did sell
What?
one of the Charbys
I'm
for
just
rule
confused.
one.
Like, you already have diversity. You don't need to add crappy diversity. You don't need to add a Samoa and a char. Like, I don't get it. I'm confused.
Well, okay. So I did buy two 4Ds, and
Uh-huh.
I never deployed them at the same time, but I wanted to train
That's
up
fine.
2 4s at the same time so that I could upgrade them to better 4 uh, as the years go on. But the Samua is
I'm
actually
just
doing pretty good. But
I'm
the
just confused.
Matilda went up to a star of experience in just 2 scenarios, which shocked
Interesting.
me. I
It's a
utilized
good
him very well, and he only
defensive
has taken
tank.
2 damage. He's super
Mhm.
tough. His movement sucks, but he's super tough.
You need to ask him now that you're 1941, can you sell these so you can actually like you're gonna get multiple Panzer threes, multiple Panzer fours. You have a Flamm tank. You've got a 38T. You don't need more diverse armor. And these tanks are problematic, I think, for the space.
Well,
They're
okay.
not fast.
Here's my thoughts on what I want to do with my threes. This Night Phoenix got awarded an Attack 2 hero, and I want to upgrade him. It's going to be slightly cheaper, but I think it's a great idea, is to switch him to the 3B. See, it's a in-house upgrade in the Locarnus mod.
Whoa.
And
A
that,
stug? You
yes,
could do that?
yes.
Whoa.
So it's based
Okay.
on their what is it? Their base, like their base transport. So their a Stug 3 is on a Panzer 3 base.
Okay.
So that's why you can upgrade it. It can be a tank or an artillery, and in tank mode it has these stats, and it's slightly less than the Panzer 3F, but I wanted to upgrade it to this 3B to allow it to build up more experience, and it has an attack 2 hero, which will give it greater. I mean, artillery needs attack heroes, and so I was going to do this for Night Phoenix, and then for my actual Stug 3, I was going to upgrade to the 3F, which is allows it to go up to 10 strength, and then I'm going to give it regular replacements, and then pop and upgrade it to the 3H. That way,
You think that prestige investment's worth it? You have so little.
I know. I always like to overstrength right before I upgrade, because that's the cheapest I'll be able to upgrade it, or I'll be able to overstrength it before I upgrade it. In fact, I have
It's
a Kai is my big dog. This guy, he's gotten 2 scenarios. He's gotten his 12 strength damaged by 1, and I still wanted to be able to fire, since his rate of fire is 0.5. I want him to be able to fire 6 shots, and so I.
My concern is I have a lot of concerns. You're gonna need 50 units, right?
Yeah.
Like 50. Okay, you're at 26. You're not worried? You got 26 for 3 of them you need to sell.
I have 40.
You have 20. Oh, units to play. Sorry, you're at 40. Okay. So you need to buy 10 more. I think
But I
man, I think you need to save the prestige to buy stuff. Oh yeah, you're at 40, right?
but I also get those other units that I'm going to be utilizing.
Which
The
ones?
well, like probably a T-34 and a KV-1, and then
Okay.
I'm
The
going to be selling all
mobile
the.
artillery.
I'm going to be selling all the hero units, so that'll be prestige in my bank.
Yeah. Okay, you're fine. I guess you have a little spending room here.
Well, and here's the thing that we discussed, that Locarnus wants to see, and I wanted to discuss with you, is he is allowing he's created the ability to buy Italian units. He'd be like, why would you want to buy Italian units? Well, I love Italian units, and I love a challenge, and I want to, there was a significant
Oh,
force of
I
the
find this.
German army that
Well,
used
okay, wait
the
a minute.
Italian units, so I wanted to start buying them.
Wait a minute. Is that Hungarian too,
Yes, but I can't buy them. He didn't, or it's Romanian.
or Romanian?
Yeah.
I find that interesting. That
So
makes the World War One easier.
yeah, that's
You
one
just
of the great things about Locarnus's mod, is there's so much diversity. I mean, look at
that's
my fighters. This is a 3. This is an E3, and this is an E4. So they're technically 2 different planes. And
I
I
have a
can
question. Is this the first year you can buy Italian units?
yes.
Hmm, that makes sense because they weren't really coordinated until now.
And so I wanted to
I like
buy.
it.
He wants me to buy 6 total units, and he wants me to buy 2 Italian fighters, which I think is a little obscene, because they only had about 100 planes in Russia. He wants me to buy a Falco and a Sieta.
Um, they're very expensive, and I'm
I
assuming
know.
much worse than the German version.
Yes.
Well, here's the thing. Your prestige is not great. I just don't think you can do that kind of luxurious spending unless he lets you sell those units that you're never going to use. Like,
I'm
does he
using them.
expect you to use a Char B?
Yeah, I use it.
Why would you
I
use a Char B in the Russian scenarios, though?
because they have good defense.
But you're
15.
on the offense, and they don't move very fast, so it's difficult. Um, it's extremely difficult to use them the way you need to.
Yeah, I know.
I suppose if there's a choke point where you're moving on and you're anticipating a counterattack, that might be useful to keep around.
Yeah, this my strongest tank has only a defense of 11, whereas the Matilda and the Char B both have a defense of 15.
Hmm.
That makes them harder to hit. In
I
fact, my
think though,
Matilda's only been hit twice.
I mean, aren't you getting archer defenses? Oh, you have to keep the diverse tanks, but you're getting higher defense on some of those tanks, right?
Because of stars of
Like the
experience.
Panzer, no, the Panzer fours, they get an upgrade. Panzer
Uh,
4E
but it's at 8 now, and I think it only goes up to
because
11.
it's a 10.
Only 10, yeah.
Oh yeah, I keep forgetting how bad their defense is. Yeah.
my
I suppose the char B could be used early, like in the Kiev scenarios, to kind of
That's where I'm
do a
going. I want
counterattack.
to go to Kiev.
Yeah, I think you should. And then they could be used to like hold a road and ambush.
Yeah. Uh, so let's see how much I got. It's 1,637. Let's just do a little. I'm gonna have to reload this anyway because I want to reload to get my SE units,
Oh yeah,
my fourth SE unit.
that's fine.
Uh,
That's fine. You need an SE tank anyway.
so these SE units um, that I have is Macarin is a
Oh,
4.7 pack
I
with a
like
plus
that.
one movement. He has camo capability.
Have you been able to use it?
It's difficult, but because it has the movement hero, I'm able to move him two on most
Yeah.
items, and his camo capability is nice for setting up traps. This has the camo capability as well, and I've been able to garner quite a few kills with Daniel S. But I have to set it up that way. It's not that easy to set up. I think he did better as an irregular infantry. That's what got him the first movement hero and the amount of kills that he has. Since I've switched him over to an anti-tank role, his amount of kills have diminished greatly. And then I have my SE, where is he? Cavalry, and SE Broken
Ooh,
Pioneer.
yeah, I like that.
Yeah, these
That's a way to promote unit diversity is make the SE special units people normally don't play with.
they're absolutely sucky units. So he wants me to use an Italian infantry as an
Okay.
SE unit, but I think what makes sense to me is to train it up as a standard infantry first, and then promote it or demote it to Italian infantry once I get some stars of experience and some kills on it and maybe a hero, because having it as an Italian infantry from the get, I think would mean it dies too easily.
Are you saying something about the Italian combat troops there, Goose?
Well, yes, and they have an initiative of versus
I
initiative 2, initiative 0, attack 4 versus attack 3, and defense 6
I don't
versus defense 8. Yeah, they kind of suck.
I don't think I don't think their initiative is worse than the Russians, so I don't agree with giving it zero. I wouldn't assume that. Why would you give them 0?
Not sure. They're not very effective troops. I
That's not
can.
true. Like, we know historically the Italians were able to, well, at least in North Africa. I don't actually know on the Eastern Front how effective they were, but in North Africa they were able to hold their lines.
What are your thoughts about? I want to buy a Saharan infantry, but it's really only supposed to be for Africa. But the Sariana is too fun not to play with.
But uh, sure, if you want to do something ahistorical, it's not like, I mean, you are going to get crushed. like, like you have no prestige.
Yeah,
I don't see 42 is going to be rough.
42 is
So
gonna be, yeah. When I get to the Tatsinskaya, I think I might do the other one, the Stalingrad
yeah,
ruins in Kotelnikova, because Tatsinskaya would be just a.
I just feel like you have no prestige. So good luck, and everything is expensive. So yeah, yeah, I think it's fine if you want to. Maybe what happened is a plane flew in like the equipment from North Africa because like they got a logistics error and it ended up in your division.
I'm just gonna see if I have enough prestige to buy all this crap that I want to buy. I
Yeah,
want to
the
buy it
prestige situation is rough.
because I won't be able to upgrade if I buy all this. And then, see, I wanted to buy 2 infantry or 3 infantry, 1 tank, because I'm going to have one as an SE regular Italian infantry that will convert later. And then the Sahariana, which acts as a recon slash infantry. And then I don't think I'll buy artillery. I think I'll just so here's my thought. I have to buy this guy. And so that leaves me just enough prestige for, oh my gosh, give me a break. I have to buy that. That's not going to work.
Um,
This sucks.
you need to sell the other equipment.
Not supposed to.
Why? I don't.
I don't think I'm not gonna buy this yet. I'll buy that later. Because I wanna come in with this
You're
guy.
gonna sell them at some. Are you? Is your plan to upgrade those tanks to something better later?
Yeah, this guy I want to upgrade to. Got a recon movement and slightly better initiative.
Ooh, it gets recon move.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, that makes a 38T awesome.
Kinda, but it still only has 5 movement. But I
Mm-hmm.
can work with that, especially since on the roads, for every 3 it goes an extra 1.
Okay.
So, yeah, I think what I'll do is I'll have one more anti-aircraft.
How much artillery do you have?
I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then not this one 9. Where's
Okay.
9?
And how much anti-aircraft?
1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, I like that. I think that's good. Is that a
Yeah.
switchable one? The
Oh wait, no, I
Italian?
have 5. I have 5. This one is in tank mode.
Good. Awesome. 5 is good. I think you're gonna need.
But
I
see
think you're gonna
this
need it.
this one I want to switch eventually to an anti-tank because it's just crappy. It's not a very good anti-aircraft.
Aren't there some anti-tanks that can also be anti-aircraft
Well,
besides the
yeah,
88?
all of them, all the
Okay.
anti-aircraft can be an anti-tank. But see,
Yeah,
it's
I
just
think.
sucks.
Well, it's also I think that's a defensive artillery
Yeah.
one. So I don't think it's great to use on offensive campaigns. Yeah, you're using the defensive one, so you can upgrade. Dude, you have two SD. You have those 10-4 and 7-1. So you
Ooh,
could get one of
ooh,
those.
wait. Oh, I can upgrade him in house for the Flak Panzer. That
What is
totally
that?
changes.
Rate of fire 12.
Yeah.
Um,
Ooh, daddy like, and it's got recon movement.
oh my God. That looks awesome,
Yeah.
actually.
Oh well,
Recon move on an anti-aircraft gun? Really?
daddy like.
Yeah, that's a no-brainer. You're gonna have five, is that right? Five anti-aircraft?
Um,
Or six if you
one,
upgrade.
two, three.
Or no,
No,
five.
five. Mm-hmm.
Okay, five is good. My instincts say you're gonna want five because your fighters you don't want your fighters engaged with fighter combat
Not until they
like
diminish
directly.
them. Yeah. I want to set
Yeah,
them up in
so
traps.
it would be better for you. My strategy would be damage the fighters and then try to kill every other plane and have the fighters escort them so that way they don't fly back to an airfield.
Huh?
So damage the fighters that are escorting the other planes. So the fighters will escort those planes and not fly back to the other
Oh,
airfields,
I
and those
gotcha.
fighters will not attack your units as well. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I'm following you. So you'd
That
use them as
way,
just escorts, but not as
yes.
attackers. Okay.
And the only way to do that is anti-aircraft guns. You could damage them with ambushes, but um, I think that will be hard because these planes are buff.
And my Italian fighters, which I'm gonna start training. I'm gonna start training the Sieta in this battle, and then I'll train the other one, the RE 2000, the Falco, in the next one because those mines are instant kills and great
Hmm.
trainers for your
Oh,
fighters.
I wanted to ask you, Heroes, how is that coming?
Lousy. I since I'm doing such great work with my unit diversity, I have been getting minimal heroes. So you
So,
got a defense two on
ooh,
the grenadier, so that's
that's
good.
awesome.
Yeah. Um, so did Artemis, my Gebirgsjäger. Soldiism, the pioneer, got movement, but that's what I mean. All of them only have like one hero.
So, I I
Pete
would
attack one.
recommend I would recommend adjusting the kill count to make it easier to get heroes. So, it's 100 to 300.
Mm-hmm.
It might need to be adjusted to like 50 to 150 to get your first hero. And then what's the other one? It's going to be 300 to 1,000.
Yeah.
That might be 150 to 500 to get a second hero. And then it would be 500 to 1,000 to get a third.
I would like to say that's the way to go, but what it
I think,
instills in me is that first hero is so very important.
yeah, but you're not getting them, right? This is bad. You should have way more first heroes than this. It's unbalanced in that sense.
Yeah, spotting on Soren, but you
And
know
you could change that yourself as well.
what do you
Like you
mean?
could adjust. You can go into the game files and adjust min max kills to get a hero.
Well, I'd let Locarnus do that, but I don't know if I want to ask him to do that because I feel like that's cheating. But then I've attacked two. Okay, so um, here's where it's really difficult: is none of my fighters have heroes, but these the fighter bombers do. This fighter ace got defense one. He got attack one. My
Mm.
bomber, and then my Ju 88 got initiative. He's like a tack bomber / strat bomber, but because he got an initiative hero, Locarnus did some research and found out that about 3,000 Ju-88s were converted to night fighters. Did you know about that?
I had no idea.
Right. So
That's a
now
lot. That's
I
a
know.
lot of planes. So
So
is
he's
he gonna? Is that a unit thing you can convert to?
right. So now he's a fighter, uh, strat bomber or tack bomber.
I
Tack
didn't know
bomber.
that. Okay, he's a fighter bomber. Okay,
Yeah. So now he can be a
okay,
fighter, a straight up fighter.
okay. Oh, you can convert it into fighter form,
Uh huh.
and it has that initiative +1. Cool. I like that.
It's crazy. I like that. Locarnus has the
He should. You know what
almost
my
all of them are
opinion is?
switchable.
I think he should drop notes like that in the scenario, like when a unit becomes available, and just drop like an historical note
Mm. Yeah, that would be cool.
just for
He
the
put it on the forum, but yeah, not a lot of people check out the forum.
that historical information is interesting.
Yeah. All right.
How was your
Uh,
Panzerjaeger? Has that been fun to play with? You can't
yeah.
camouflage it, right?
Yes, I can. Okay,
Oh, you
so
can?
as an anti-tank, it only moves two or moves one, but it got a movement hero,
Yeah.
so now it moves two, and it's in camo mode. But as a tank, it moves five. So
But its defenses are lower, right?
uh, no, I think it's the exact same. It's just in tank mode, and people can see it, and so the enemy will target it. But if it's
And it has
unseen,
low defense. Okay, it has defense 5.
yeah,
Um,
and 7 against
yeah,
air,
I
so
would.
they target it a
I think
lot.
a Panzerjaeger camouflage is nasty. Like
Yeah,
under, if you could put it like on a road,
I do.
or yeah, like put it in a road and camouflage it.
The camo technique is super cool. It creates for a fun experience
I have
trying
a
to create
question.
traps.
Did did Locarnus like alter maps in any way to make camouflaged anti-tank stuff more prevalent?
Meaning
Did he change the maps to reflect
the
like that?
enemy's anti-tanks.
Yeah.
No, I don't think he's changed the maps, but their anti tanks have camo capability, and when you have full map knowledge, it's um,
Beats the
irrelevant.
purpose.
Yeah, but I have been known to get caught off guard by it.
Yeah, that camouflage, unless you play the maps a lot, you would forget where things are.
Mm-hmm.
And the only way to uncover it is to be adjacent, right?
Correct.
Mm. That really promotes the use of scouting.
And I have uh, these two scouts, and then I have this has a scouting capability, which is really cool. The cavalry, um, it either acts like an infantry, or if it's in scouting mode, it can't attack. But you can use it to
You know,
surround units.
I think that kind of makes sense for cavalry because if you're scouting, you're riding your horses, right?
Correct.
It would be extremely difficult to attack from the back of a horse with a gun,
Right. And
especially
that's
in a
what I think.
coordinated fashion.
And that's why I think he set it up that way, and I think it totally makes sense.
So is that true for Crashison as well?
No, the Kratchitsen uh, can act like a
Oh,
recon or an
because they have
infantry.
a machine gun, right? They have
Mm-hmm.
a machine gun on the bike.
Something like that. They have a second
That would
rider.
make sense. Yeah, that would be easier to shoot while scouting on a bike.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I like this. I at first was kind of skeptical in the cavalry thing, but it makes sense practically. They weren't actually shooting from the back of horseback,
No.
usually. They were riding the horses to a spot.
So I have enough to upgrade Rimski to the Panzer
Oh,
40.
did he change the bridge engineers so they could be 2 hexes away and then go to a river?
Um, he says he has, but I haven't. Since I haven't gotten a movement hero with him, I haven't been able to. So it still needs to be next to a river hex in order for it to access the river hex. But if it gets a movement hero, then it should be able to be two
You,
away and then be able to
well,
go.
no, you could be two away. All you have to do is adjust the movement.
But for whatever
Uh,
reason, he did it so it's just um, it's only if it gets a movement hero, so it has 3 movement. Can it move into the from here to here?
okay, that's because he's using a different ratio.
Yeah, something.
I don't like that. I think on the clear, like if it's clear hex to the river, I think the bridge engineer should be able to be two away and then get to the river. They're trained for that, right?
Yeah, apparently.
Because I think their utility more than doubles if you can do that.
Yeah, I've been. It's been nice since he's an SE unit. I find ways to use him, and since he has a +3 attack hero, he's actually got some balls.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, which is nice.
Yep.
He does pretty
This is
good
kind of.
attacking on a river too.
I should also ask, are you having fun with this?
Oh, a
Maybe
lot.
that's the most important question.
This is the playthrough that I enjoy the most. I want to play it all the time, um, but I feel like I have other ones. Like right now, I don't have any more recordings of GTPG, and I'm very frustrated with trying to play it because on the units that come out on the next scenario are so overwhelming that I have not found a way to play it successfully. So I'm just backed away from it. And then Soviet Storm, I enjoy. I'm getting used to losing units during scenarios playing Soviet Storm and just rolling with it. And so I am enjoying that one and the difficulty that campaign has. And especially since I'm playing reformed units, it's almost like debilitating because I have to take these crappy units and restore them. So it's an extra challenge.
I forget about Soviet Storm. What year are you in?
It's 42. I'm fighting the
Okay,
Battle
so it's
of
nasty.
Rzhev. I could show that to you real quick since
For
I
Jev?
Rzhev, yeah, the meat
Rizhev?
grinder.
Rizhev, isn't it?
Yeah,
Isn't
that's
it
what I said.
Rizhev or is it?
Rzhev.
Oh,
I mean,
Rizhev. Oh, you're getting to fight Rizhev?
yeah, instead of
Oh,
Stalingrad.
we never. I don't think there's an official release of that, right? Except for whatever you're doing. There's not like Panzer Corps
Correct.
Slytherin doesn't have, which is fascinating because there's so many battles fought in
Right.
that region.
It was for over a year. I ended up researching a little bit for before I started this playthrough to talk about it before I showcase it.
Oh, actually, damn, I need to watch that Goose. I've never seen that. I'm kind of curious. Is this the first one? So you're in 42?
Yeah.
Is this like February 42 or I
No,
don't
this
remember
is
when it started.
this is going on at the same time as Stalingrad. So it's just it started in
Okay.
November. It's called Operation Mars, and this is the map. You're tasked with trying to puncture somewhere along the Rzhev front. I have slowly weeded out this area, but I have next to no prestige, and their defense is insane. Like,
Yep.
like
Yep.
look look at some of this stuff. Oh god, that's not good examples. Some of their defenses, um, like see
Well,
there,
that's the point.
15 defense. I never knew that you could get it over 9. I thought 9 was the highest. They have 15 entrenchment. It's
Oh
crazy.
my God.
So it's
Well, I think
I
that's like
started by
this.
I have to take a hold at least 2 objectives at the last turn. I'm like, okay, I should be able to do that. Um, and in the middle of it, they go, the offensive is not going well, and they changed it, so I have to take and hold these 3 places, which are here, in the middle of the map. Here, I don't know how I can reach that. Here, which is I gotta bust through this somehow. I'm gonna circumvent Rzhev and go right for here. I think I'll be able to do that one. And then this one over here, which I've already taken. So I don't know how I'm gonna get this one, because this stuff right here is just killer.
So basically, you're understanding what the generals were feeling when they got those orders
Oh yeah.
from the Stavka. When they got the orders from the Stavka, so yeah, you could just take Rzhev, right? Like how hard can that be? and then and then like, oh, that task was impossible. How about this other impossible task?
Yeah.
Uh, like that. I mean, it was called the meat grinder for a reason.
Uh-huh.
But the funny thing is, I think historically it affected the Germans' capabilities of launching an offensive.
Exactly.
Like
Exactly. They had
I
to
mean,
delay.
it worked in that sense.
Oh, it's
Yeah, so
maddening.
you're having not fun. Like this is not fun. This is just pure pain and frustration.
But I'm enjoying it. What's challenging is the difficulty I'm playing it on. I'm playing it on just Rommel difficulty, so I don't have any
Right.
prestige, and so by the time I start a scenario, I have next to no prestige because I've lost units and I need to buy them back from the previous thing. So then I have to decide: oh, am I going to buy elite replacements or am I going to buy regular replacements? And I mean, I have so many auxiliary units. I want to use them, like as fodder, but I also need them as just units uh, to actually pierce their
Hmm.
defenses. So I can't be so willy nilly with them.
Yeah, so he basically designed the mod to be an anti-Richard strategy, which is interesting. Also, it's an anti-Goose strategy because you can't use your ambitious exploratory scout movements to kind
Mm,
of like get way ahead because you tend to get punished in
yeah,
this mod.
very much so.
And
Like
this mod is like this is how we punish people for trickery.
it's a fun campaign. I highly recommend it if you want to challenge, but you're gonna find it. You're gonna have to get used to doing marginal victories rather than always getting decisive victory.
Well, I mean, like that's probably better than the Russians did. The Russians had,
Right.
total losses
Yeah.
for for a while.
And if you get a total loss, like the hardest, the one that I remember doing was the Sevastopol scenario. The
Oh,
AI had
did you get to
so many artillery, it was impossible to stop them for any length of time because their artillery was just overwhelming.
Oh
And
man, you did Sevastopol? That was the thing in this mod?
uh huh,
From the Russian side? God, I gotta watch this. I would love to know what the mechanics are from the Russian side,
you will
which
see
might
a
mean
very
mostly
frustrated Goose if you watch that playthrough. It's
because
three
you're just
scenarios.
suffering, right?
Uh
Because the
huh.
Germans have you surrounded and you have nowhere to go,
Uh huh.
right? Like you have no space. You have no, yeah, that would be painful.
I had a buttload of prestige and I spent it all quickly and painfully.
Did you
It
get a
was
marginal?
barely. I didn't. I thought I was gonna
Wow.
have to. I thought I was gonna have to do the cheat code at the end of it because I didn't want to refight it. I lost like 5 units, and uh, and
Well,
I. But at
why
the
why
end, I was
wouldn't
able to pull it
I'm a
off.
little confused. The Russians lost that. That should just be part of the campaign, right? Like
Oh
you
no,
you
yeah, I
lose.
do. I mean, well, you just watch it and see how historical it seems.
But I'm just saying the campaign shouldn't end if you lose at Sevastopol because that's historically accurate to me. Like you should just be like, nice try, get back out there for the next battle.
We were able to evacuate a few of you from the foray.
Well, I don't know. It's probably accurate.
Yeah,
I'm gonna guess. It was a disaster.
and it was a disaster to play, and yeah,
This is see what I like about that one is I think the problem with Panzer Corps is after Kursk, the Germans are still like kicking ass like all the time. and it feels like you should be suffering substantially more. Like you should be actually not able to defend and not avoid losing units. It feels like the Soviet campaign there is like, even if you're good at the mechanics of the game, you're still gonna lose units. You're still gonna suffer. You're not gonna feel like a badass.
Are you talking about Soviet
You
core?
the not Soviet Corps though. What's that campaign that you're
Soviet
playing
storm.
called? So Soviet Storm is like, you shouldn't feel like a badass Russian general in these initial battles. You should feel like you're a loser. You're gonna lose, and you're gonna lose just it's just circumstances.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas on the main campaign, the grand campaign after Kursk, the Germans are always feeling like badasses. Even in like really desperate scenarios, they're able to hold the river.
Mm-hmm.
They're able to to form pockets and kill a lot of Russian units, and it's not realistic. I feel like there should that feeling of you're slowly losing ground, and no matter how good of a general you are, you're getting outmaneuvered. And I think they don't capture that feeling
Mm-hmm.
in the Grand Campaign, whereas in the Soviet Storm, you feel like that. And I'm hoping that and 43 it switches, and it's like now you can feel like a badass Russian general.
Well, I'm not so
Like
sure because
now,
even later in the war, yes, the Soviets dominated, especially in Bagration, um, but they still struggled. They still had massive losses.
yes, they
Yeah,
they did, but I don't feel it's reflected on the German side. Like when you're doing the German campaign,
yeah,
it feels like you can totally dominate a map
yeah.
by being very good at the mechanics. Whereas in Soviet Storm, even if you're good at the mechanics, you can't do that.
Mm-hmm.
That's the difference. And I think that makes the mod better. Like that idea that even if you're good at the game, even if you're a good general, you're still getting your butt kicked all over the place. And I hope it switches probably around maybe Bagration is like, oh, now we can do mass surrenders of German units, and we can make great advances and seize key bridgeheads.
Mm.
At Bagration, I feel like it's your life should be getting much easier, frankly, once you're in 43. Like 43, it should be getting easier
I
because
felt
the
Soviet
German.
core didn't capture any of that beginning part, and it captured
Mhm.
that towards the end. Like you felt like you were kicking their butt until the very last scenario where you were facing um, overwhelming odds against the Allies. I don't know if you've ever played that campaign all the way through, but when you play the very last scenario, it's a stark contrast to what you've been facing from the Germans. You're facing a battered enemy, and all of a sudden you're facing well overstrength units and super experienced
Right.
tough units, and they have German equipment, and it's just like, come on, man. You're fighting me with the Allies stuff that's really good and the Axis stuff that's really good, but it needed to be a challenge
So
otherwise.
I'm just curious, as Soviet Storm progresses, as you're playing through it, I'm
Mhm.
curious to see if you feel it get easier. Like there's a switch that flips. Because right now, from the very beginning, it has been a struggle. You
Yeah,
you would agree with that.
yeah.
Like it's just constant failure. I like that. But there should be a point when you're suddenly like, oh, I got this. Like, I can seize these objectives.
Well,
Um,
they keep what I like about it is they keep not always, but they emphasize battles that I don't know that much about. So then I research it and want to
mhm.
find out about the battle because it hasn't been showcased in previous games. And so, like the Rzhev battle, I've heard of the Rzhev battle. I heard of all the meat grinder and stuff, but to actually see it played out that way is
I
is
hope he
daunting.
does. I hope he does Corlin Pocket. I hope like you get into 44 and you can do like North Bagration, the retreat from Leningrad. Because actually, there was a lot of battles in Courland
I wish
that
they
are that
had
are nasty.
I wish he had like
Oh,
a layout.
it has to exist so that way you can keep proceeding. It's gonna be in the game files. Where's
Yeah,
your Soviet stuff?
yeah. This is Soviet
It'll be
Storm.
a it'll be under, is it under DLC
No.
or is it under mods? Is it under mods? Okay, it's
Uh,
not under there. Is it under mods then? There you have a mods folder. Okay, check Soviet Storm. Go in there. Data. And there should be what is it called? Campaign. So it'd
okay,
be
so
up.
see, I'm on Mars right now. Vilky
Oh, it's in
Luki,
order.
Polar
Oh, I'm
Star,
curious where this goes. The
Kirch.
Dnieper should get some attention. We got a little bit in the Grand Campaign. I don't see Courland.
Uh-uh.
I'm very surprised. I guess it's not a forgotten battle, but it's like a neglected battle.
Hmm.
Wait, there's more?
Yeah, and Winter Storm. I'm not sure.
What the hell? Is there just like endless battles on this thing?
It's quite huge.
How do you get to access to these? Is there branching paths?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, there's a campaign that will tell you the order.
Oh, God. I can't read that.
You could copy and paste it into an Excel file as well.
Yeah, well, it looks like they have 38 scenarios.
You're on 16.
I am on 16. Yep. I'm.
I don't know those battles. Suvorov, Mius. Oh, I like how he's got some Dnieper stuff. Like there's like the Grand Campaign kind of, in my opinion, shit the bed in 43 because there was this focus on Kursk, and I feel like those were less interesting than the focus on the Dnieper battles.
Uh,
Like there was a lot of stuff going on that would have been very interesting strategically.
so
To
so the Sevastopol was extremely hard, and then it led into Seidlitz, which was the opposite. It was actually pretty easy, and then it led in. It was like, okay, so now things are going to get easier, and then the Signavino battle was another hard one. Barely, it took me to the very end to win that one, and now Mars is just a ball breaker. I
is that central? Like, where are those battles? I don't know those names.
um, Seidlitz was Signavino was a battle that was in near Leningrad. It was a offensive to
Okay.
try to relieve
Oh,
Leningrad, and
whoa!
they're
He
all.
put those battles in.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow, dude, that's amazing that he put that in. We
And
don't even talk about that stuff.
right, yeah, it's good. It's good stuff. Here's the
Here I am
Nightbreed.
criticizing him here for not having Courland, but he put in some Leningrad stuff. That's good. Suvorov, I wonder where that is. Oh, Dnieper probably.
Uh, all right, I'm gonna need to get going. My wife's
Yeah,
asking about what's going on. And thank you for taking this time to discuss what I should do and what I'm facing. My goal for 41 is to focus on getting my units to 2 stars, two or 3 stars of experience, and a first hero. So once they have 2 stars and a hero, then I'll back off with them, and then if they only have 1 star and 1 hero, I'll work with them till they get to their 2nd star. And if I get as 2 heroes, then I'll just stop working with them because I need to spread out the wealth, the heroes, and the experience between all units, and I don't want to rely too much on any one unit.
Yeah, I agree with your decision.
Yeah.
41 is definitely the year to do that.
And then here's going to be the real um, crux of it. I'm going to split. What am I going to take to the west? What am I going to? Where's my focus going to be when I go east? The only thing I can think of for going to the west is because it's a lot easier when you're playing the regular campaign because you just take the heroed units, you just take the big dog units. But now I got, what do I decide? Which crap units do I take with me? The ones that have the great heroes? I don't have a whole lot of great heroes, so I'm just gonna have to decide. Did I get 2 heroes on this one? Okay, if I got 2 heroes on this one, I got them at least 2 or 3 stars experience. That's the one I take. If I got a +1 movement on an artillery, I'm taking that one. If I got +1 range on an artillery or an AA, I'm taking that one. So those kind of decisions is how I see me making it. Or do you see any units that I absolutely must take into the west?
Anti-aircraft.
Yeah. So if I get an
I'm
anti-aircraft,
sorry.
an anti-aircraft
More than
with
one.
a good hero, take it.
Yeah.
Like a +2 attack or a +1 movement or a +1 range. That's the anti-aircraft I take.
Like, I think the Air Force it's just going to be nasty.
I totally agree. Yeah, I think that's right. I need to take at least 2 fighters and an anti-aircraft. And then probably 2 artilleries. Yeah. Oh. Well, I'll discuss that more with you when I get to that point. We'll go over which army units I should take. I'll be focusing on that.
The West. I don't think Napoleon mode is balanced for the West. Just a heads up. It's not balanced at all, but the West is like hopeless.
I'm still amazed that I was able to complete the West on Guderian difficulty blind. That I did not think I would pull it off on Dunkirk, but when I did.
Hey man, Goose, you're good at the game. What do you want me to say? You're so good at the game that you're doing impossible. You're playing on an impossible difficulty.
Well, I think this Napoleon difficulty we'll see where it goes once it gets to 43. That's where the real rubber is going to meet the road.
You're not going to have any prestige for. You have no prestige for elite replacements.
I'll be suffering from 8 strength units that I have to take into battle because that's all I could afford.
That's going to go very badly.
Yeah. I might have to do some what is it called, the cheat code to make it past that battle. We'll see.
Oh, right. Or you'll have to be unambitious. You'll have to just hold key objectives and not try to do mass surrenders.
But that's my favorite thing to do.
With 8 strength tanks, good luck.
Yeah. Thanks, Mark. Thanks, Richard.
Bye.
See ya.